Hey, I'm Matt Parker. I've been a veterinarian for 16 years, and all throughout my career, I've always tried to help my clients understand the problem or the illness or what's wrong with their pet and how to fix it. And although I do things very, very differently now, 16 years later, than when I first came out of vet school, in fact, I do things basically the exact opposite of what I was taught in vet school. But I've always wanted to educate people, and I still do. I remember early in my career, in my first 6 years, I would always try to explain to people what the disease process was and why it was causing the symptoms it was causing in their pet from a modern Western perspective, because that's what I knew back then. And I even gave a few seminars on arthritis to try to explain to people what arthritis was doing in the joints and why they need to do some exercises and rehab and move the body around and loosen up the stiffness and even use NSAIDs for the inflammation, because arthritis is inflammation. And that was long before I learned what I know now, that it is all the things in our modern environment and all the things that we do as veterinarians that cause and create the inflammation in the joints that becomes arthritis. But that's beside the point. What I've found more recently in the past 3 years is I spent a lot of my time discussing the same things over and over as the underlying causes and the underlying factors influencing the diseases and illnesses that I'm trying to address. Whether it's the very common skin issues, itchy skin, skin infections, allergies, ear infections, dental health, oral hygiene, GI issues, vomiting, nausea, diarrhea, loose stools, bad gas, poor appetite, licking the feet, greasy skin, mobility issues, just stiff and sore and limping and the hind end getting weaker and weaker, seizures, liver, kidney, heart, and everything that all veterinarians see on a regular basis, that I also see on a regular basis. In addition to discussing what we're going to do to try to help these things, I find that I spend a lot of time discussing the underlying causes and factors and why these things happen in the first place. Because I really believe you can treat things, whatever modality, pharmaceutical medicine or acupuncture or herbs or nutrition, whatever you're doing to treat the problem, if you're not addressing the underlying cause of why it got there in the first place, the problem's never going to go away, or it's just going to resurface as some other disease process. So that's what I like to do. And I find that I'm always talking about the same underlying environmental factors and nutrition factors and veterinary industry factors that are causing all of these problems, regardless of what they are. So I've written a book. I've written a book that discusses or introduces you to basically all the things I'm talking about in my appointments, trying to explain to you why we're having the diseases and the illnesses that we're having today. So here's the book. It has a series title of Dog and Cat Health 101, because I'm working on a second book. This first book, Why Our Pets Are Unhealthy, is kind of a broad overview of all the things in the modern environment that are affecting the health and wellness and longevity of our pets and ourselves. And it's not just the food that's in the title. I talk about food all the time. I think food is the most important thing you can do to try to change your pet's health. But it's not just the food. There's a lot more going on that you need to be aware of. So that's what this book is. So it's self-published. It's available on Amazon now. I hope it helps you. Thanks.